likes it. We got a liker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're ahead, so there's a delay. So Greg Martin asking, when will now be?
Right.
It's going to be in a little bit.
Now later.
Not now later, like now soon.
Quick now. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You're here.
Let's see what we got. We got Marvin Gaye. I don't even know who's advertising on our stuff today.
Soleil, baby.
I think we got this. There you
go. There you go. And look who's right there.
Right in the middle, watching over. The walls seem bare. Right. We're gonna have to work on that. We're gonna have to work on some more inspirational folks. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for rejoining us.
I know, man. We've been ausente.
It's been a hot second. For a variety of reasons. We had family vacations. We had 4th of July.
Yeah.
We had a little COVID.
COVID.
Dude, it's
Remember
a gift.
COVID?
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Fauci said it's 25 years till it runs its course. So hang in there, brother.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We have an end date on this one?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll drink to that.
I mean,
25 years.
It is Fauci, so
Come on.
I mean, that's
a good news day, Jim.
Yeah, man.
Name the movie. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. This is Thank God It's Tuesday. We are wishing the best to our missing compadre tonight, T. Strachan, who is not in the basement, but he'll be in the basement next week. We have it on good authority. We'll be back to full strength, and we might still be 2-man next week. Is that right?
Yep. I've got to get the hell out of here. It's time for me to sun's out, buns out down on the South Delaware shore, brother.
We've never been this planny. We've never announced things that are going. My comment to T was, unless we're talking about cartoon villains or Little Debbie snacks, we almost never have a plan. A week ahead of time. But in this case, we do know what's happening a week ahead of time. It's going to be me, Benjamin, and T next week, and training camp starts next week.
Yeah, man. I know. I love getting the updates and just all day long at the beach being like, please don't get hurt, somebody, whoever you are.
I know. It's all that matters. By the way, just at the top of the show, it's Kevin Ricca.
What's up, guys? Miss you guys. Thanks for checking us back out. Hope the summer's going well for all of you and you're not getting that old stank-ass COVID no more.
Stay away from the stank. He is Benjamin, vaxxed, waxed, and ready to party. That is his summer slogan.
That's not,
if you
that's not his
are considering being a subscriber, just remember, it's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscription bell. Hit the notification bell. Hit all the bells. Anything that deserves a bell, hit it. Anything that has a thumbs up, hit it. But only give us a thumbs up if and only if we do or say something that you like. That's all we say. I mean, we don't want anything for free. How about although we're willing to give you.
You're
something
saying
for
you
free.
want it to be earned.
I want to earn it. I want to earn your like. So we appreciate you guys joining us this evening. This is the official Commanders podcast of Hogs Haven. So a welcome back to all of our friends over at Hogs Haven. We appreciate you guys. And we know that it's been a long off season. Quick question. Is training camp still off season? We debate it every year. I don't know the right answer.
I've always said yes because there is a
absolutely
preseason. I think training camp is certainly included in the preseason, but I've never included the preseason in the season. Name one team we beat or lost to in the preseason last year. Nor can I, sir. Don't even try. Don't even try. No. I have no chance. I don't even know who we played. So yeah, that's why. That's the only reason.
Not right. So okay. So all of it, everything until September is still off season. We're still remain on the brink of something. I'm not sure what it is exactly.
We've been there for freaking 24 years, sir.
This is only season 3.
I know.
Off season on the brink.
I get it.
Let's see. The Mary Jo White fan club is in fact meeting tonight. And here's your update on, and it's notable. I always want to say this. We have some people who are kind of getting back in here with us. We know it's probably going to be a little bit of a slow night of folks getting back into the
Motown coming, baby. We're trying to reel you back in.
We are going to what up, Tom? Greg Martin, Top Heavy, NES Tecmo, which is still one of my favorite handles in our on our comment board. The owner discussion is not forced. It's the gift that won't stop giving, but here's the deal. Dan Snyder has officially, he was already in our minds a villain. I mean, he's the owner. We can't do anything about it. We can't get rid of him. He's been a villain for a long time. He exhibits all qualities of a villain, but now he's achieved supervillain status. If you get on your $100+ million yacht and you start sailing in international waters with the express purpose of evading the United States Congress and subpoenas and investigations, that's supervillain territory. I mean, that's straight supervillain territory.
Yeah, he's like an X-rated Gru. This is like a terrible Minions movie. He is definitely kicking his little legs off that stool right there, spinning the wheel. He docked the other day to pick someone up to join him from evading the Senate.
Is it another owner?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Everyone was trying to debate on who it possibly could have been.
Would it be good?
In international waters, yes.
Yeah, because he was still like on a dinghy somewhere on the other side of the line.
There's some psychopath out there that's just got him locked up, and he's got his coordinates and just is reporting about him live on Twitter. It's a bit much, but
he is a super villain. He's hated by all. He has ruined everything that we value, that it's good, that we love. He's killed something that we love, almost like methodically, ruthlessly. That's a key word. Ruthlessly, without prejudice, has destroyed a beloved love of ours. And he boarded his Dr. Evil yacht. He's in international waters to avoid accountability. I mean, this is next level shit.
I know, but he would love everything you just said. Meanwhile, he's a tiny, pudgy little dough puss, and he's out there just, whether he's excited or scared or he peed himself a little, he's doing this because he's a horrendous piece of trash.
So, just to be fair, and I think even though he's not a fair guy, I'll be fair. There is a difference between being subpoenaed to testify and voluntarily testifying. Big difference, in fact. Voluntarily testifying in front of Congress means you answer the questions you want to answer. The way you want to answer them, not under oath. If you're subpoenaed and you testify, they ask you questions, you're under oath, you answer them. So I get it. His lawyer is doing him, I guess, right, by advising him to try like hell, not to show up under a forced subpoena. But here's the other crazy thing about this whole thing. And I've never personally been subpoenaed. I hope I'm never subpoenaed. But it's basically like tag. Like we've all played tag. Like if someone shows up with some papers and they're like, you're subpoenaed.
That's not how you play tag or get subpoenaed.
I think it is. I think someone's like, you've been subpoenaed. But Dan Snyder,
you've been served.
You've been served. But Dan Snyder's lawyer is like, by the way, we haven't been served or tagged or subpoenaed. Like they're to the person's face, and the guy's like, I just tagged you with papers, with a subpoena, and the guy's like,
you missed.
You missed.
You missed me. It was close. You didn't even get my shirt.
I'm touching the safety zone. I mean, I'm on the wrong.
I was holding your balls, sir.
It is unbelievable. It's also, I mean, as much as I would rail against Dan Snyder and all of his shenanigans, it is a testament to the fecklessness of the United States Congress when we can't even subpoena a guy.
Did you say fecklessness?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Ken.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. Yeah. Hey, Tom Heavy says yacht is base. He's on his base. He's on base. You can't subpoena a guy on base.
Holly, income free.
So I tip my hat to the gamesmanship of somehow completely avoiding being subpoenaed. I've never even heard of he is basically saying It doesn't matter what you guys say. I'm not subpoenaed. So, anyways, I love it. I think it's cool. In that one respect, that's like the part of the movie where you're watching, and for a second you're like watching the movie and you're like, that's all right. I'll give the guy that.
Just so we know.
Oh,
speaking of new supervillain names,
Top Heavy is EO. Okay.
Top Heavy is E.O. Anderson.
We're going with Bushmills Blackbush tonight. We're staying on the I guess technically Protestant whiskey. If we're being, going to throw it, but I mean it's delicious.
I mean, I don't know if that's how I would describe it. But it's technically.
I mean,
right? It's delicious.
Our name's
Right.
Lynn and Val's, but I have a whole side of my family that's Irish, and we drink it all.
I'm more Irish than Sicilian.
Yeah,
By
there
far.
you go.
So yeah.
And we drink Irish whiskey as a result, and it's all Irish, and we love all the Irish on both sides. But it's a real deal over there.
Yeah.
Just not here in the basement. This is like international whiskey waters here in the basement, and we are being subpoenaed by Bushmills tonight.
Fair enough. I accept.
All right, so nothing's being resolved on the owner side. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add?
Oh no, I like
when
when we're done talking about the owner
I know,
side.
I know,
No, I mean,
I know.
I understand that it needs to be addressed.
It's
but
like a continuing saga.
I know. There's only so many names I can think of to call this guy.
There was a time when
in
we were
public.
forcing it.
Yeah.
And I'll cop to that,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
No,
These are headlines.
Now I'm past. I can't if I'm gonna delete that portion of him in my brain, like I'm very capable of. I need to keep on heading down this path.
All right, so since you say that, it makes me have a thought. And I want to know if anyone on the board is out there. What's up, Rhett? Good to see you, brother. He's in the big screen. He's in the Outer Banks watching us on the big screen. What town in the Outer Banks need to know?
Who?
Rhett.
Very cool.
That's why he's not here tonight. He's in the Outer Banks. He couldn't make it.
It's fair. It's a good
AGH.
excuse.
It is Northern Irish. That is correct. Bushmills is Northern Irish. Is anyone watching Westworld? Are you watching or have you watched Westworld?
I watched the first couple episodes and then
I know.
I petered out.
Yep, and that is
I'm famous for that, by the way. My ADD is severe, and if I'm like, well, there's a fire, turn it off.
Yeah.
I'm bad at that, admittedly.
and it's one of those shows that you can check out on. Not to mention it's a.
I was like, there's a cowboy, and there's a dead guy, and
it's
there's
unbelievable.
a train.
It's Christopher Nolan's brother, I think.
Dream.
It's
Yeah,
all.
I got.
It's a mind
yeah.
job and a half.
Yeah,
Not to mention that it we're on season 4, and in between every season was like 2 years, which just makes it impossible to really.
Yeah.
That's tough. As you know, I had a lot of time on my hands the last week, so I had watched all the episodes, but I went back and watched all three seasons, like, old school, new school binge, just right to the vein, and it was amazing. And then season 4 is in right now, so I'm all the way back in. So you talk about like the dream and erasing memories, and I immediately think of Westworld. AGH Westworld is an HBO show. It's completely weird and out there. I think it's great, but it's not like I think Game of Thrones is like the greatest TV show of all time, and I think most people who've watched it would at least say, oh yeah, it was a great show. I think Westworld is definitely a show that you have to that people will be like, I either really like this show or I am really done with this show. I get it, I totally get it, but I loved it.
All right.
And it's like now it's like infected my consciousness in a very Westworld way.
So your consciousness has been affected tremendously by the evil Dr. Daniel Snyder and this Westworld. So I noticed that now that we're coming out and having a conversation about all this, these are your two topics. All right, have at it.
This is where I've been.
I wish I could help out more. I
want
to punch one of them in the face, and the other one I'm just no good or bad, just indifferent.
I think if you went season 1 straight to the face, you could do it.
It's going to take a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of something.
Yes, it is.
But I do think that it'll be a fun ride. But I get it, and we don't have to. It's not. EO, we'll take this offline. I don't want to. Westworld is in my head right now. It doesn't need to be in everyone else's head. TV that I have also been binging on, which is more relevant to our show, is the NFL Network's been running the top games of 2021. which I have found myself, in spite of myself, just cracking out on. And you'd almost think that there's nothing else going on in the NFL because I've been watching the exact same 10 games. I'm like, is this a different 10 games? But it's not. They're all the same.
It's just Chiefs Bills on repeat, correct? Like
Chiefs Bills, the Packers Cards in week 8 was a great game. Chiefs Bills again was great.
Chiefs Bills.
Chiefs
man.
Bills. Chiefs Bills. Chiefs
I
Bills.
could have watched that for 3 days.
I feel like I did.
Yeah,
I tuned back in. There was a Raiders Chargers game that was amazing. Anyways, I've been cracking out on it now. We didn't make it. We didn't make the cut that I saw.
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
No.
I didn't see
No.
the game that we made in the top 10 of 2021.
No.
And so it got me thinking, like, if there was a game, which one would it be? But then I stopped because there wasn't.
Yeah. No, not that we know of.
No.
We'll see. We'll see how let the season reveal itself.
The 2021 season?
Yes. I thought you were talking about having a conversation. Oh, you're talking about
Yes.
last year.
Yeah,
I
last
thought you
year.
were trying to talk about what
No.
would be the game this year. That's what I was like.
I think the game this year is going to be the last game of the season.
Yeah. Hopefully win all the Dallas starters on the sidelines, and we're going for win number 11. In your face.
Interestingly, and I always get a kick out of this because on the NFL Network, there's now, I think we've been yo-yoed on the, you can say Redskins, you can't say Redskins. You can say Redskins, you can't say Redskins. You can say Redskins.
Yeah, well.
So, like, the NFL...
I can say Redskins.
I know. Oh, no. Of course. There's been times when they've washed it on the NFL Network, but you just can't. If you're gonna play these games from like the last 20 years, it's the freaking Redskins, and it's not like the greatest memory / game of all time, but it is a vivid memory for me, and I want to ask you about it because we did not watch this game together. It was 1999, first year out of
FedEx.
Out of college. It was Daniel Snyder's first year as owner. Was it his first year? It was one of his. I think it was his
second year of FedEx. I think 98. There was 1 year he was over there, right?
I think so. We opened the season against Dallas at FedEx. So first and foremost,
this is Brad Johnson and them, right?
It's Brad Johnson. Larry Centers was his first year.
Dude, that was a great offense. We had a 4,000-yard passer, 2,000-yard receivers, and a 1,500-yard
Michael Westbrook,
rusher. And
Albert Connell.
There you go.
Oh, and our tight end was Jenkins.
No.
Shoot, I was 80. It was 88. Give me his last initial.
I mean, I'm not positive, but I believe it's A.
His last initial was A?
Yes.
Shit, who?
Steven Alexander. Is that his name?
He wasn't featured in the highlights that I'm remembering from that game.
I thought it was him, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I just know this. Connell and Westbrook both had 1,000.
Yes.
We had 1,500 out of Stephen Davis.
Yep.
And Brad Johnson threw for 4,000 in 1999.
And Larry Centers was a stud.
Well, Larry Centers caught 1 million of those passes on checkdowns, but Brad Johnson throwing for 4,000 was a dog. And he went on ahead to a Super Bowl against someone else we let go. And thank you, sir. Mr. Snyder brought in
Detroit. I know.
Hefe George.
Oh. Wait, before we... So, it was bad enough. So,
Oh, God.
it's opening day on that season. Opening day against the Cowboys. We're making them wear their blue. Troy Aikman is there. Michael Irvin. Emmitt Smith. And we go down early. The Cowboys come out. I want to say it was either 14-3 or 17-3 or something like that. I mean, we made mistakes early, but we take over. We take over that game. We're up in the fourth quarter. I want to say it was like 13 points, something like that. I literally turned. I couldn't watch the fourth quarter of this replay, and I didn't look it up to confirm what it was. I saw that it was on.
It's not Rajib, is it?
Oh yes, Rocket. Yeah, Rajib Ismail. So we give up the lead. We give up overtime, and they go.
I remember.
They walk it off.
I remember.
The thing about that game was, I'm sitting. We're 23. We're 23 years old. 23, something like that. It's been tough times. We were within 8 years of a Super Bowl. We had won the Super Bowl with Gibbs and Rippon in 91 into 92. 7 years removed.
And actually, in 1992 was when it was played.
Yes. So within a reasonable amount of period of time, in our prime of our lives,
6.5 years.
Yes. The desert, I always refer to it as the desert of North Turner. It just stretched and spanned and lasted for it's what seemed like forever. Before we were starting to contend again, we were in the fourth quarter of that game, and I remember sitting on my couch with a bunch of, it was probably like 9 or 10 guys, college friends, high school friends, and I remember vividly talking about how great it was going to be to wake up on Monday morning and read the Post. Now, again, there's a bygone era when, looking for the coverage of the Skins and the positivity of an opening win game against Dallas, we knew what that meant. We're back. We got a team. We beat Troy Aikman and that team, and it's going to be such a glorious Monday. We were reading the Post cover to cover, a home opening season victory. Anyways, we blow it and we lose, and it stained the season because we still won the East. We still won a playoff game. It's one of the last playoff games
against Barry Sanders.
Against Barry Sanders at home.
Every Detroit fan there had a Barry Sanders jersey on. And I remember thinking, "Oh, we are so screwed." But
we never lost to them back then.
No, I know. We had their number. I know. When Jarris White, before the first Super Bowl, took one to the house against Detroit. I think we beat them 55-0 or something in the first round. It wasn't until good old days, Ken.
It wasn't until the 2000s when Detroit started working us out of for no good reason.
I mean, Stafford gave us work. I mean, I mean, I'm not sure how early in the 2000s, but Stafford was there for, I guess, 2010. We always lost. I just remember we lost to Stafford a lot. Yeah. I don't think Scott Mitchell gave us too much work, though.
No, he sure didn't. Scott Mitchell did not. Dave Craig, maybe? I'm not sure. So, anyways, that's so staying with our team before we get to the funnest part of the night. I would say the roster building is essentially complete, but I'll ask you the question. Ask the board the question: is there another move you want to see this team make between now and preseason that would bolster us?
Well, yes. Yes, we all want a veteran linebacker at some level. We don't know what position that linebacker this person will play, or if we should just get another safety and just throw the safety down a linebacker like we have been.
Can you toss me some of that?
But you talk about the chemistry. I mean, there's a lot of chemistry when we talk pre-show.
Yeah, so that's the second half of it.
What's the question you asked, right?
Yeah.
So the question now is, to be clear, yes, we need another veteran on defense.
Is it somebody that because it folds into the chemistry thing? So because do they need time to develop chemistry?
Veteran linebackers usually don't.
Okay, so that's good because
the right ones. We can't be bringing in some dude with an issue or a problem. We're talking about what we've been doing, which is high tide raises all ships. We've been drafting character. We've been basing our stuff on team chemistry. Ron Rivera. This is why Homeboy gets fined 100 G's. Like, no, we're trying to fix this shit from the inside out because the guy up top, that ain't where it's getting fixed. So let him sit off to the side while Rivera tries to take this thing over. And it's going to be a guy like we brought in 2 years ago, last year, just a veteran guy. Maybe he has familiarity with him or Del Rio does, but we know we need that dude. Dude.
What if that dude, and I'll be specific, what if that dude is Jesse Bates? And is that dude Jesse Bates?
I don't think so.
Because this is my question to you.
Not that he's not a great player. I don't know if he's a great player. He's a damn good football player. And he would make us better, no doubt about it.
I don't know what it would cost to get him.
That's the problem. As a center field guy, we got Cam Curl sitting back there. We've drafted at the position. I know we just re-signed McCain. That means nothing, but going into this year, Rivera's not the guy to make these knee-jerk reaction signings. In fact, he's been overly patient. He's been making us sit here and wait on that next missing piece on who it's going to be because he understands it's about building and it's finding who that piece is.
And he's been very adamant about bringing in pieces at places of need.
Right.
Like with gaping holes. So, like, there's not a gaping hole at safety for us.
No. And can Cole Holcomb be a full-time middle? Will James, will he become a guy? I think he's just buying some time to see who that guy needs to be and how much money we might need to spend there. I mean, I like what we've been doing this offseason, but I think that's definite. I think we'll all feel a little bit better if we have some extra linebackers, even if it's just on the roster. One more name says LB. That's not a guy that we signed off the street or some guy that's going to be here for training camp.
I feel like we don't have any linebackers.
I feel like we have like 4 linebackers, and all I know is linebackers are damn good on special teams, and I know we got some damn good special teams players, but what happens if 2 of these guys get hurt?
I know.
Go like no linebacker, no LB?
0 LB package?
Yeah, shit.
That's bold.
I mean, just like 5
Very
safeties.
Bold.
5 safeties, 4 down, and 2 corners. Let's see what happens.
I think that I'm not a let's trade for Jesse Bates guy. So I'm not. I won't be. But what I will say that that I think him and Curl could play together in the back, and we play with 3 safeties a lot. But I also think that where what he's done a good job of, Rivera specifically, and the organization. Now we can quibble with have they picked the right guy every single time they've picked a guy, free agent or draft pick, but for the most part, they've brought in. They haven't made a ton of luxury moves. Guys that you don't really need but you want. Guys that can displace.
No, we drafted
somebody.
one in the first round, to be honest, and we did need him.
That's true.
We did need him, but it was a luxury pick. When you draft a dude who's about $174 soaking wet, that's luxury. That's not necessity. That's saying, all right, this guy's the truth, and we love everything about him.
But Kevin, I will say this.
I thought a receiving core was great. That might have been necessity, but still,
McLaurin, Samuel.
I get it.
Dotson, Harmon, and Diami. That's 6 guys. I know we have more than 6 guys, but those are our main 6.
Dax Milne, Alex Erickson was number 7 in the NFL in punt returns last year, which just shocked me when I saw it 2 weeks ago. I knew he had done it. I didn't realize last year he was a top 10 punt returner in this league. Yeah. So I did a little deep dive. 2019, Alex Erickson. I know Tampa Bay wasn't very good then. Bear with me. He had 78 targets at the slot position.
Yeah,
the guy's a self-made NFL player who's he's just one of these glue guys, and he can freaking fly.
And he can fly, speed, and we now know. Like last year, I won't speak for everyone else. I know I was, the last 2 years, not thinking that we were going to make a spot for a wide receiver returner. I was wrong. They were right, and man, were they right. Now we couldn't keep him.
Right.
He played himself into a better contract than we could give him.
And I guess so. How many targets did he have last year? Real quick.
And wide receiver?
Yep.
35.
25.
Okay.
It's crazy.
I know. But that's a strength of the rest of the core. Even with Curtis Samuel having, not very many.
Less than 25.
Less than 25.
Which is very true.
So, all right, we got a healthy Curtis Samuel this year, and
and don't forget about Dax Milne. He's filling up. He's filling up to it.
There's no way we're not. I mean, I listed 6 guys, and Kelvin Harmon has to fight Dax Milne in camp this year, without a doubt.
Well, Dax Milne has a healthy card because I'm thinking that his old boy Zach might want to be first in line for this fight. Although that whole situation was amazing. We weren't around last week. You saw this, right? With Zach Milne.
Oh, yeah.
Zach Wilson and Dax Milne.
Yeah.
And Abby Giles and the mom who's the influencer and the mom who humped the son and the lady. And everyone's saying that Zach Wilson's got some dog in him. Like, I'm thinking right now, at the end of the day, I'm going Dax Milne.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the gorgeous girl, not the 50-year-old mom. He's got a lady he's been friends with forever. Now, he did probably lose a best friend. Where they say homie hopper. I was like, I haven't heard that one.
That's not good.
She was like, well, I'll tell you the real homie hopper and blah, blah. And these guys.
By the way, that's like NBA.
I was like, last week, I was like, I really wish we were doing the show tonight. It happened on like a Monday afternoon.
You remember the NBA,
Tuesday
the equivalent
morning.
story.
Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but and also, LeBron, and also, right?
D'Angelo.
Yes.
Not D'Angelo. I mean,
the 76ers.
No, it's our guy, local. Played at Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah,
Coach
we got
Glenn.
all like we got the mental disorders.
Delonte West.
Yeah, Delonte.
Good Lord.
Yes. All right. So yeah, it's these things happen. These things happen.
Yes.
I guess. And
this is BYU.
Yeah.
We're talking about Cougars here. We're
Yeah.
talking about BYU. We're talking about our receiver from BYU. This is amazing to me.
I will say, for my part, I am going to put my money on Zach Wilson having a very, very good year this year.
I will take that bet because I think after watching his mom and dad as
Yeah.
they influence people and tell them to go work out and blah blah blah. Now the everyone's following him around, and then
he's taking hits. He is taking.
Dude,
hits.
this is the most credit he's gotten as a player in this league so far. He's getting more props than he's ever gotten. She gets on there and talks about fitness and health and blah, blah, and he goes in there and pedals the trail bike 3 times. Then they went and hit fast food breakfast. Like, I love this. I love being a life coach. You just tell everyone what the hell to do, and then you just eat Egg McMuffins.
Yeah,
and
you destroy your own life.
Extra.
You're like,
I believe the order had breakfast nachos, which I respect because breakfast nachos I will get on a hungover day.
I like breakfast nachos, but I'm not a breakfast burrito guy.
Agreed.
I never have been.
By
a
the way,
burrito
I don't
guy.
like breakfast nachos. I crave them and I eat.
So
the
okay,
shit
so
out of
give
them,
me
and
your
it makes me
build your
sick.
breakfast nachos for me.
No. I just go to a regular place
Yep.
at lunchtime instead of for breakfast. But it's my first meal of the day, so I call it breakfast, and I order nachos. It's the first thing I've eaten after an aggressive night of drinking. This is years ago. I no longer am eligible for breakfast nachos.
A strong Tostitos original chip, not the thin falls apart for anything.
Well, it has
chip.
to hold up.
It has to hold up. Scrambled eggs and cheese. Sausage
I don't
crumble.
do breakfast nachos.
I
do regular nachos for breakfast.
Understood. Yeah. I'm a breakfast nachos, scrambled eggs and cheese, sausage, bacon.
I just shit myself. Just hold on one
Yes,
second.
yes, it's so good.
I believe you, but I don't. That's not working at my house.
First of all, I know you'll eat it.
Well, of course I will.
Okay, all right, very good.
No, I didn't say that was the part that wasn't going to work.
I'm just doing it. I'm doing it.
It's that's the only part that works.
And I didn't grow up with breakfast burritos. And my dad, who will be drafting here momentarily as a what's going on?
I love. Not only does Greg Martin hate everything, he hates every conversation. He hates 1999. He hates breakfast nachos. He hates that we're back, but he loves that we're here.
He does.
And you know what? We love that you're here.
Also,
sir.
he's watching. If I might, since he's going to call us out over like everything we're doing, I'm going to call his wife out. She's at a Backstreet Boys concert tonight. He's Home Alone, Father of the Year-ing it, with Commander Callie, and so they're watching the show together, and it's a family affair. But
yeah,
the original Backstreet Boys guys. I mean, they're like 50 years old, still getting it done.
Is that yeah?
That's crazy to me.
I'm just a New Kids on the Block guy. Backstreet, like I'm confused by, but
I never
Timberlake Backstreet.
I asked, so funnily enough, because funnily is a word, I asked that question today. He asked me if Backstreet Boys.
That's Nick so and so, right?
I think Timberlake was in sync.
Yes. Damn it.
But he's the only of all the boy bands. Of all the boy bands, there's two guys who I respect.
Okay.
Just so
I just finished the sentence.
It's Justin Timberlake and it's Donnie Wahlberg. Those are my two guys.
Well, you can have Donnie. I'm not afraid to say Timberlake is an incredible entertainer.
Timberlake's the man.
He's hysterical. He's a good man. He does he's good at everything. God bless him. And he's a scratch golfer, Dick.
I love him. And Jessica Biel is also someone who I respect a great deal as an artist and a person.
Yeah, I agree with you. They seem normal, and I feel like they'd be fun to hang out with one night. They wouldn't give a shit.
They need to be on this
Then
show.
like,
if anyone out there can get Justin
hang out with them again.
on here.
Right.
All right, so we talked about breakfast burritos. We talked about breakfast nachos.
Backstreet Boys.
Talked about Curtis Samuel. I think we've pretty much gotten through what there is. Does anyone on the board have any questions or issues that they want covered heading into training camp? We got some time to go here before the show ends. We will get to it.
If our credibility after breakfast nachos,
we got to earn some more likes,
and the mom's friend influencer son scenario.
I will say this: someone, I don't know if it was Rhett or Greg Martin, who wants a veteran pass rusher. I will say no to that for two main reasons. One, veteran pass rushers cost too much money, and two, we have two amazing pass rushers, and the guys that we have coming behind them, you don't know who they are. We don't know a lot about them. But they're going to be doing just fine coming in behind Chase and Montez.
I think we're loaded with young depth there.
We are.
I wouldn't mind a cheap veteran to have in the room. A cheap veteran. Montez is going into year 4. You know what I mean? He's come off some personal shit. I don't know if he's the guy. I don't know who the leader in that room is.
On the pass rushing side,
yeah.
I mean it's Chase.
Yeah, I know, but
will he start week 1? Will Chase start week 1?
I think so, but I think it will be in one of these, like, you know, I'm not saying he's going to be on a pitch count, but I think he's out there. I think he's got a uniform on. This guy has been, I mean, we haven't gotten to see it up close, but he's out there with Von Miller.
Yes.
The dude is a workaholic freak. If there's anyone that could be ready, it would be him.
My lasting memory of a player who's been in the league for a cup of coffee in Chase Young. Now, of course, as you guys all know, we've watched him as we've been this far away from me to Benjamin, from him as a high school player in the WCAC when we've covered it. We know the kid, we know the player, we love him, and I know people are wondering if he's whatever. I think about drafting a guy as high as we drafted him in his rookie year. If you remember, he did get hurt. He pulled a quad or a hamstring or a groin early on, and he was in the sidelines in sweats. And he was the biggest cheerleader we had on the team. He greeted every guy who came off the field. We had no idea if he was coming back. And when he did, all he did was, like, you know, he forced fumbles and he ran it back for touchdowns. You know, he knocked out opposing quarterbacks. He made game-winning plays.
Running down the quarterback on the goal line of the end zone on 3rd down to save the day.
He is that guy. He is.
I don't know where that was early on last year. It's honest to question that.
It is honest to question that, and I thought about that in terms of, because my recollection of him his rookie year was, holy shit, like he's not just a good player, like he is changing the outcome of games for us.
But after the slow start that we attributed to the injury and being a rookie and the speed and the blah, blah, blah and everything else. Now, last year, it just baffles the shit out of me.
I have no idea what happened. But that leads to the question that Tom Marangolo asked, is Del Rio long-term coach? And I think that it's an interesting question, not because of all the crap that is off the field, but because our defense, from a schematic standpoint, hasn't, didn't return to form last year. I think a guy like him, especially teamed up with a guy like Rivera, has a long leash, for us.
Absolutely. The two of them are responsible for 5 separate top 5 defenses at the end of a season in this league in their coaching time. So the two of them have each had 5 different top 5 defenses. And I think both of them have multiple 2s, and there's a 1 or 2 in there. These guys know it as well as anybody knows it.
Yep.
Whether you agree with his politics or not, politics has nothing to do with football in my book.
Nope.
Other people take a different stance, but I could give 2 shits. I love football. I hate politics. So whatever Jack Del Rio says off the field, blah, blah, might contribute to him not being long-term, to be fair.
Sure.
I mean, you're not making any friends out there in D.C. when coach is on vacation and you start freaking acting out.
Rivera's wakes up, he's like, oh, for God's sake.
He's on the beach. He just put his freaking sunscreen on.
He's like, dude, I'm going to have to find you. I'm going to have to find you. So just write the check.
But I know this. The guy knows his shit, and these guys, everything I read, even during controversy, these guys love playing for him.
Because he's a former player, and he's played next to and around the best guys.
He's earned that respect.
Yes, that's where like
he earns his likes.
Little pencil neck Kyle Shanahans of the world just irk you. Are they smart? Yes. Have they been brought up and have they learned and have they been paying attention? Yes. Are they just dickish? Yes. Like, nobody respects Kyle Shanahan the way that they respect a guy like Jack Del Rio. Now, is Kyle Shanahan out there spilling his politics on the world? No. But, like, even Jay Gruden played. Like he didn't, he was in the Arena League.
He came out of retirement as a coach after 2 years and 2.5 years of retirement.
Yes.
And led his team in the Arena League.
Yes.
To a championship.
Yes. And he clearly
chunky as a monkey and plus 30. I loved it.
And got hit in the head plenty.
With a fat dip in with a nice pre-roll. Although back then they were just called rolls.
They were just
a
little finger scoop from the skull.
They weren't freshly steamed and ironed.
No, that's why I always love, and I will never turn on Jay. I never turned on Jay Gruden, and I love Jay Gruden because there's something about him.
Jay Gruden agrees. You never turned him on. To be fair,
I never turned him on. I never turned
all
on
those interviews, and never once did he get to you. Did you get to him?
Kyle Shanahan always struck, and I did get to see him. I that was when I had access to the team, like I don't have now. They're not inviting me out to camp, these days. But I was there. I was there when Mike was there. I was there when Kyle was there. Like, Kyle did not have a good reputation amongst players for one huge reason. He was a super smart guy in terms of X's and O's, and he wasn't afraid to tell you about it.
Yeah.
And okay, this is like before we go all the way, and move away from football. I will say this: I want to have this mini conversation, and love to hear what the board thinks about it. And I know like there's some Tom Marangolos out there who played for coaches, and they played for coaches who played football, and you played football and you coached football. Like, there's a difference between being a guy who sees players as chess pieces, just chess pieces, and a guy who knows what those chess pieces are going through. And it's a subtle line, because you can be a smart guy and people can love you. Like Sean McVay, like no one is ever gonna accuse Sean McVay of being like a badass former player. They're just not. He never was, and he never will be.
I'm not laughing because of any other reason. He's an intense badass.
He's an intense badass. He's super smart, and he's
Holder. Like what were his options?
I don't know. But he married a hot Ukrainian person who I respect a great deal. Obviously, as a person, his wife. She's a great person. But players love him, and there's a reason players love him. It's because it's style. Okay, and you could be that smart and that good at coaching without having been a former player. It's possible. Joe Gibbs, he didn't play a whole lot of football at the professional level in his life. But guess what? He commanded respect because of his style.
If they're true to themselves, that's one thing. If you're like, get out there and be a tough ass, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, bro, I could fit you in my shirt pocket.
Yeah.
I don't want to be screamed at right now. Like Trent Williams, Kyle Shanahan, like they figured it out. But if it took them a while because Kyle would get up in his shit. And I remember hearing stories and people, he would just be like, man, like, why don't you, and then the next 3 sentences.
Oh, yeah.
And with a laugh, because that wasn't going to affect anything.
No.
And to be fair, thick-skinned Kyle took that because he's an arrogant prick who knew he wanted and had to be this way because he watched his father do it for so long.
Ugh.
I mean, let's be fair. Like
his father played, though. I'll give him that. Mike Shanahan actually played, but decades and decades and
right, and he played, and he was also about a 120-pound receiver who got quarterback. He got knocked unconscious and blah blah. Yeah. I don't think he's soft. The NFL is a different place. There's a million great high school football players. That's a huge deal. 3% of those guys go on to be college football players, and the most minute fraction of those guys go on to be. People have to understand when we judge these guys, it's because they're already incredible. When we're talking trash about an NFL guy like a Reed Dowdy, and we're laughing, ha ha ha. Reed Dowdy's better than everyone you know.
Everybody.
Like I'm just saying, like
everybody.
Like seriously, like we joke because it's fun because they're already on the level.
Yep.
As a man, I have so much respect for those guys and what they do and how they do it and what they do to earn money for their families and have a livelihood. So I get exactly what you're saying. I played college football. My offensive coordinator never played a down of football. He was a basketball coach.
Marty?
And the spread, yes.
Yeah.
And the spread offense became famous, and all of a sudden we're crushing people. But he wasn't saying like, oh, I'm the biggest. No, he was saying, hey, let's move the ball around, not let it hit the ground. Let's go fast, and let's play fast break LA Lakers football. Let's get on the ball. Let's go fast. Let's go quick. Let's spread the field. If someone's open, just chuck it to him. Blah, blah, blah. That's all it was.
He connected to players.
Exactly. He didn't act like someone he wasn't supposed to be like.
He didn't act like someone.
He was true to himself.
That's the key.
That's where the respect comes from. If you're a good person, Be yourself in any line of work, and football players get that in spades. They will, like kids, they will say the truth. They will rat you out in a second. If they're out there, blood, sweat, and tears, going up against a 320-pound monster, they're not listening to the little pipsqueak unless they respect you. Be a good man.
And I think that the Kyle Shanahan experience, and I hate to harp on him, there's plenty of guys like him out there. He is learning on the job, and he's doing it in a way that I think will be so like his history. So he's not a dumbass, right? He is actually smart. He does know football. He can design an offense. He knows what works. He knows how to make it work. There's a reason why people like Deebo Samuel are like, get me the F out of here. Because guys like Kyle Shanahan are like, I don't care if you play 2 years or 10 years. I'm going to give you the ball and run you through the tackle and the guard, no matter what. And can Deebo Samuel do it? Yes.
He can do whatever he wants.
So, real quick, in 2012, when we drafted RG3 in the first and Kirk Cousins in the third or fourth, whatever it was, we got to go to practice. We got to see what they were doing. Now, we were told, you're not allowed to tell anyone what we're doing. Shh. Everyone, John Kime was there at the time. Jason LaCanfora.
Dear Diary, Kyle Shanahan's being a dick.
Picture this. I'm sitting in my basement right now. And at the time, I'm standing literally in between Jason LaCanfora and John Kime. In between those
Dear Diary,
guys.
Jason LaCanfora is also a huge dick.
He's a huge dick. Huge dick. John Kime is salt of the earth.
Yes,
Great guy.
Yes.
LaCanfora, not so much. Mike Wise, Kelly Johnson, a few other folks. A few DC folks, you remember some of these names. Anyways, we're all standing on the sidelines.
background with all of them is the studio is right around the corner from where I bartended. So
there you go.
I was not on the sidelines with
This
Kev.
is before JP Finley and before all those guys.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there, and they're like, it's me and Kevin Ewald. And LaCanfora is holding court. This is right before he gets his deal, and he goes away. He got pilloried by the
dong pick deal. Nice.
Yeah, the dong pick deal. But he got he was getting stories that Snyder didn't want out, but he reported them because he's a reporter. Anyways, they told us you cannot tell anyone what we're doing, because what they were doing was running a 90-pound Pee Wee League offense with RG3. And it was a quarterback running offense. And CJ, Chris Johnson, our really good buddy, CJ was like, over under how many games RG3 lasts before he's done, not just for the season, forever. Because we knew, watching what Kyle Shanahan was doing, we knew two things. One, it was the only thing he could do.
Zone read was his baby.
That was it. And two, there was no way RG3 was going to live up to the physicality of that offense. Now,
and he was tough enough to take hits, and he couldn't slide, so it didn't help himself.
And if you famously remember, he barely survived, although he didn't that freshman year, and it hurt his knee. And what did he say in the offseason? Because everyone was like, he was like, I'm a passing quarterback. That's what I am. I'm not.
My daddy and I decided we talked.
I'm a passing
Danny,
quarterback.
yes.
Kyle Shanahan was like, oh. So, but now what does he have? He had Deebo last year, and he has Trey Lance. So, for all you fantasy football players out there, all you people who want to have bets, Trey Lance is on the verge of having an amazing season, but it might not last very long. Get your money on the line now when you can. That's my one. Do I give out a lot of terrible gambling advice? Here's some more. Bet on Trey Lance this year. But forget about it after this year, because Kyle Shanahan is going to run him like Bear Bryant into the ground, 1955 to 65 style. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Well, Ken?
Yeah, what do you got?
You said 1955, 1965.
All right, let's do it. Tom Arangolo, you are up, and you're on the clock. Out of respect for your last name ending in a vowel and being one of the best last names I've ever heard, I'm going to give Tom Arangolo the first pick. Here's the deal. Tonight, we are drafting Motown hits. The best Motown hits of all time. We were like bands, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. No. It's Hitsville, USA. One of the greatest American sounds
baby.
Of all time. One of Detroit. I would argue Detroit's best product. Better than the automobile. Better than anything.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anything that's ever come out of anywhere.
That lasts for eternity. Them automobiles, they're gone.
Forget about the Mustang. Forget about the Chevy. All right, so Tom Marangolo gets the number one. Wait, so Greg Martin, you don't even think he has this year? We'll see. I would. So Greg, they didn't tell everyone they were using the pistol. They didn't. They refused to let any of us say anything.
When it came out, they were like, "Oh yeah, we've been using the pistol."
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a classic Kyle Shanahan quarterback by any stretch. All right, so Tom Marangolo, you're on the board right now. Confirm your presence, and when you are ready, sir, we are going to go. So we have three drafts. Our main round keeper. We're going to go 7 rounds. Okay.
Woo!
Of three folks. It's going to go Tom Marangolo, Kevin Ricka, Ken Marangolo. Yeah, I'm always gonna defer. All right, so first, Tom Marangolo, just confirm that you are in fact ready to go. Just say
and let
ready.
me say this: Ken and I are lucky enough to have been raised by fathers who brought Motown to our attention, and I was born and raised on it. The sound. That's it. That's what was planned. That's what was on the record. That was on the 8-track, the tape, the CD, and the iPod.
So when we were talking about breakfast nachos,
Tom's ready, baby.
Tom Marangolo said, "Fire up that Rappa-Scrapple." Saturday mornings in my house.
How much Charmin did you guys have in the basement?
First of all, I hate Charmin. I was a Northern Comfort guy.
Fine. I was just using a brand to make a point.
Plenty.
What, you don't like Charmin?
No, I don't like Charmin. All right, so wake up one Saturday morning. My dad had a little. We had a turntable with a double cassette and a radio, but no CDs. But this was before CDs. You know, in the 80s. Come downstairs in the morning.
Hence the turntable.
Right. Come down in the morning, and my dad was playing Motown. He was frying eggs, and he was frying scrapple. And that was every single Saturday morning before, because we had games on Saturday. You wake up in the morning, you had games on Saturday, so you had to get that in. So it was before football, before soccer, before baseball, before basketball. Every Saturday morning around the clock. Motown, Rappa-Scrapple, fried eggs, and or bacon. And not sure how Coach did it. But
my dad never made breakfast. If it's not made on a grill with charcoal, it's not for breakfast, and he never made it. But Motown was always. Okay. Always. And not just Motown. The sultry, soulful sounds of the 60s.
Yep.
That's what I was raised on. But Motown was the heart and soul of it. But not everyone was underneath that label.
Little Simon and Garfunkel here and there.
Let's keep that right. But also, some Otis. Otis was playing. I know that wasn't his label, but that was his kind. The Reverend
what was
Al
Otis?
Green.
Was he RCA?
I have no idea.
Oh no, I think he was Atlantic.
I don't know shit like that. I know the lyrics. I know that the Reverend Al was also not Motown, but also a great part of that time.
My wife and I famously had an argument in the delivery room when my son was born. I wanted him to be named Otis because Otis Redding is.
Bro, you got to think this one out. Like right now, you're giving me anxiety about.
I lost the argument.
You think?
But then I was like, "What about Red?"
Otis is a great dog name.
I waited until the delivery room because it was on the list and it was crossed off a million times. Then I was like, right at the last second, "What about Otis?" Now we ended up with Dylan. That's what we went with. Yeah. Otis, it's going to be further down there, but Otis Redding. All right, so Tom Marangolo, number 1 overall Motown hit, first overall pick off the board. What's it going to be?
Oldies 100.3 to answer your question, I believe.
Where's he at?
What was the oldie station? But you were out down Southern Maryland. I was in Moco, G-Berg. I think it was oldies 100.3.
We had 105.7 at the time was an oldie station growing up. Temptations, my girl. Right off the bat, Temptations off the board. My girl.
I mean, so let me just say that it would have been one of my top 3 picks, if not my first. Smokey Robinson written, Temptations sang.
Yeah.
David Ruffin's first solo.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some serious, serious business. Smokey remixed it. That could very well be the greatest song. Like, it should be on the greatest song of all time lists. Great pick, Tom. I love that jam, but I'm going with my board, and I don't care what anyone else's board is, and have at it, give me the business. But I also am going Temptations, and I'm going Just My Imagination. That's my number one Motown song of all time.
So then, I got to tell you, I have a Temptations song up here at the top too. Like that's like a testament to a group. An original group. Now
the Temptations are the goddamn Temptations. Baby.
I understand, they've cycled people in and out of them over the years. But
we're talking about the
original,
the
OGs.
Temptation, Detroit, Hitsville, Motown, Temptations, led by
Dr.
Mr. David Ruff.
Yeah, Dr. The Temptations.
Those are my top two picks right there, and I don't know what else happens from here on out.
Because I was raised on the Temptations, and yet I have a picture of this man sitting right behind me.
You can't argue with any of them.
But the Temptations, to me,
he's Washington D.C.'s finest right there.
He sure is. I'm going to do like a Chris Samuels, LeVar Arrington situation because I got back to backs. So I know where I'm at in terms of the band that
don't hurt yourself
means the most to me. I am
hurting
yourself. Myself.
But this is going to last forever. This draft goes down in infamy.
It does go down in infamy. 1977, I was 1 year old. I remember like it was yesterday. No, Marvin Gaye, "Got to Give It Up," is a song that I don't know. I listen to it all the time. I love Marvin Gaye. He's one of my all-time heroes, and I have to draft him in the first round. I have a million ways to go here.
The rest, this is nuts. This is giving me anxiety a little bit because you can't make a bad choice.
Can't make a bad choice, but I'm also not going to be the guy who doesn't take the Temptations.
No.
Because they're so close to me and so close to what I'm all about. So I'm going to. I have a couple of Temptations songs that I think are safe for some later rounds, and it's going to really bother me if they don't make it there. But I'm going to go "Papa Was a Rolling Stone" from 1972 to the Temptations because, because that featured because that bridged the gap without giving away some of my a later round pick for me there. You got them all. You got the deep, the high. The harmonies, you got an awesome story, amazing guitar riff, and it gets me into the Temptations game.
All right, well, I'm not arguing with any of this. I'll tell you right now, that's a pretty solid start there for the Temptations. Temptations looking good out the gates. My dad's favorite of all time was Smokey Robinson. Yep. Temptations were right there next to him, but as an individual, as an American poet, as he always said. One of the greatest American poets of my generation. And I got to go. I'm going Tracks of My Tears. Not that was my dad's favorite. I don't know if my dad would have that in his top 5, but Tracks of My Tears.
1965.
That is my jam.
That is widely considered by far a top 5 Motown hit.
It's just it's a Kevin. I love his voice on that song. If you just play it by yourself one day, you're like, "What the hell? Wait a minute! Listen to his voice." People say, I knew we'd be singing all night. And by the way, the only songs I'm picking are the songs I know every lyric to.
Yes,
I'm not picking something I don't know every lyric to.
I'm right there with you.
And that's just so at the end of this, I can feel solid.
AGH, since you are from Wales. And you are staying up super late tonight, and I appreciate you.
And he's got soul.
And you got soul. I will tell you this. He said, "Ken, I take it Dylan was named after Bob Dylan, not Dylan Thomas." So the name Dylan, obviously, I'm a huge Bob Dylan fan. Have been my whole life. He's one of my heroes. That is the Dylan where Dylan comes from. Bob Dylan
is named after
Dylan Thomas.
Thank you, sir.
He named himself. His original name was Robert Zimmerman. He named himself Bob Dylan because of the Welsh poet Dylan Thomas. My son is named Dylan Thomas for 2 reasons. 1, I love me some Dylan Thomas poetry. I love Bob Dylan. And my dad is named Thomas. It all works. It works the whole way through. So to my awesome friends from Wales who are tried and true Washington Commanders fans, and thank God it's Tuesday, patrons. Not only do we love you, but I'm giving it to you. My son, my number one firstborn, is named after a Welsh poet. Bam. And he does not go gently into any good night.
Now, grandfather, you're on the clock, sir.
Grandfather's on the clock. What do we got? How many Temptation songs are gone? 3?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And My Girl was right there for you, right?
Top 2.
Yeah.
Just my imagination. For some reason, since I was little, if someone said, there's a man with a gun to your head, you have to know every lyric. Here we go.
Oh, Baby Love by the Supremes.
By the way, what the Supremes did for Motown during that time, I don't know if they had 300 or 400 top number 1 songs. It was ridiculous. And every time I think
the sound of that is second to none. You get to go back to back, Dad. So you went Supremes, Baby Love. You get to back that up with anything you want in the next round. Supremes and Temptations in the first couple. I love it. I want to introduce a rule midway through the draft. It can be overruled, but I want in the pick a round. Let's say in the 6th round. The 6th round, I want deep cuts.
All right.
In the 6th round, everyone goes deep cut.
Deep cut 6th.
6th round is a deep cut round. Everyone just goes and whatever you think is a deep cut. Greg Martin says, figured he was named after the top 3 rappers of all time.
Dylan. God, that makes me laugh.
I think Commander Cali came up with that one. All right.
Damn you.
Smokey Robinson.
Sir. May I curse and say sir to your father?
Oh,
because
give him
that was my pick.
That was really your pick? Oh, baby.
I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you right now, go play that song, and it just, I don't know. I don't want to say it out loud. Damn it.
Smokey Robinson
Listen, this was your father's era. I'm complaining because I'm competitive. He knew these dulcet tones long before I existed. Mm-hmm. I'm just sitting here saying,
but that's just
this
a testament
song
to how
right
we were raised.
Here, exactly. But that is arguably that's my. I think that's my number 3. So, Imagination, My Girl, and Ooh Baby. But I went Tracks of My Tears because I was feeling more like. That's what I listened to forever as an older man.
All right, so
jam. I'm on the clock.
You're on the clock. Great
All
picks
right.
there, Tom.
So I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do, and it is 4 Tops time, and reach out, and I'll be there.
Okay.
They're just saying, listen, young lady, no matter what happens in this crazy world, I got you, and just listen to me, and this is it. And if you're still listening to this day, it works for everything that's going on. Every time that song comes on, it's over for me. Love it. So
I have 2 4 Top songs on my top list. I don't know if we're going to get all the way there, but that was obviously one of them. The growing up, and tell me if this is your experience. By the way, we're sitting on 4 likes. Someone I know enjoys a little Temptations love.
With the love,
but Temptations versus 4 Tops, which not a battle in any stretch of the word, because they toured together forever and it was
were amazing together forever. Even when they had all different members.
Members. But there's something about the Temptations that ran just a little bit deeper.
I love pop. 4 Tops seemed a little more pop. David Ruffin's voice is just stupid. And then you get, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but that deep baritone and oh man. Mm-hmm. I almost started singing a song that I don't want to be revealed.
No, you can't. You're not going to go with it. So I get back to backers, and I'm going to go with. I got 2 picks here, and I'm just going to go with my board. It's really hard to do anything better than that. So I'm gonna dip into some new waters because I'm gonna go Stevie Wonder, "Living for the City," 1973.
Stevie gets some love. Love it.
To me, it's just it was a wake up call in my life. Did you ever listen to that? I mean, you ever just really just like listen to what they're doing?
Oh, I listened to it. Yeah.
It was an absolute wake up call for me.
So I hear what you're saying. Sorry, I was going soulful at first because it's Stevie Wonder, for damn sake.
Yep. And I'm gonna back that up. I'm gonna back that Stevie Wonder up, and I'm going to. It's really this is a tough one for me. But I you know what? I can't leave my dad hanging, so I'm gonna go with Diana Ross, the Supremes. "Someday We'll Be Together."
Someday
we'll be together.
Yes, we will.
That 1969. I wasn't even like my dad was a sophomore in high school when that song came out, and yet here we are. Like 50 years later, talking about Diana Ross and the Supremes crushing it with just an amazing jam. I don't know if I should have taken that ahead of "Living for the City" or not, but there was no way I was coming out of this draft without some Diana Ross.
All right, well, there was no way I was coming out of this draft without some Marvin Gaye, sir. And what's going on is what's happening.
You got to.
Oh, yeah, I had to. Like we said,
1971, the year my dad graduated from high school. This song, by the way, is credited with waking some MFers up.
This is what he did. He's right here in the city, in the 202 in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Marvin Gaye, we're very proud of him. When he moved out of town and became famous, I remember listening to the oldie station, 100.3 EO, on the way in, and it was reported that his father shot him dead over a business dispute. Yep. And I remember my dad turning the music down, just looking out the window, and I was kind of looking at my dad like a weird moment between father and son.
Yeah.
Early 80s, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I was thinking like, wait a minute, like the dad shot the kid, and my dad, I just remember my dad, man, a few words, turned the music down, just tapped me on my shoulder, and just stared straight ahead, and I was like, that man, it was all right.
Yeah.
But that was some confusing stuff. But
dude, I still don't know how to think about it.
No, I don't either.
I mean, not to derail and go back to the Westworld stuff, but like that's the kind of mind job it's been on me my whole life. That like I forget sometimes. I lose track of the lunacy of the story, and I literally have caught myself being like, did that happen?
Over some cash your kid made.
Did that happen?
Over some cash your kid made. Yeah, that was the original, like, crazy parent, young, star too young, whatever
it, like,
the
makes
hell
me
it was.
upset.
Yeah, it was
still
gross.
Makes me upset.
I remember hearing it so point blank, like, was shot and killed by his father. Like, get out of here, man. That's the dude that was just saying, what's going on? Like, he was looking out for everybody. He also tried out for the Detroit Lions. How about that?
You know, the fact that George Plimpton played for the Detroit Lions and Marvin Gaye didn't makes me upset.
It was very similar.
I know.
Their tryouts are very similar. I think in an Oklahoma drill, I got Marvin all day on Plimpton.
Can you hook me up?
I mean, I think we did.
We have a lifeguard on duty. We have a lifeguard on duty.
For anyone related to me who is not a male, that was a half bottle, right? It was a half bottle.
No, we have a lifeguard on duty.
You're not helping, but you're doing great. You're helping tremendously.
Tonight's lifeguard brought to you by Redbreast. It's worth talking about Marvin Gaye. Like the reason why we do drafts like this is because not just for pop references, like this stuff matters. This stuff matters in like weird ways. I hope that like one or two people who are watching tonight who are like, whatever, like, it's a Redskins show and they're talking about Motown, but like this stuff matters. It just super matters. And
it's withstood the test of time. My kids know the lyrics to these songs. My kids have grown up at 12 and 9 listening to this music. It transcends all ages.
Oh yeah, and if you can't if you can't stand up, and if you can't do the and do the twirl to the to Tears of a Clown, just like and turn around.
Especially when there's no one around.
Especially when there's no one around. Smokey. Give it to me. All right, Tom Marangolo, you got 2 picks coming up. And by the way, the likes are pouring in. Thank you so very much for appreciating what we're up to tonight. I know it's not football related to end the show, and we're on the backside. We gave you some football at the top, but this is what life is all about. And I'll tell you what right now, I'm just so appreciative that Marvin Gaye is getting the love that he deserves. I had to make him number 1, Kev. I had to. All right, 4 Tops, can't help myself. Now, my dad's a 4 Tops guy.
Hell yeah.
Dad, before you pick your second back-to-backer, tell me 4 Tops or Temptations. You rank them 1, 2. Who's number 1? Just tell me who's number 1.
Well, he went My Girl number 1 with the Temptations, so it's
it's
a
gotta be
tough
Temptations.
question. Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know either because
he went My Girl,
yeah.
Supremes, Smokey, 4 Tops. The man was well-rounded. The man is well-rounded.
The man is well-rounded. And I know that when they played these songs at parties, he was leading the dance. I bet you he's a Temptation. I know. You know what? I know. If I had to guess my dad, I know he's a Temptations guy first. But I know 4 Tops are right there. Yeah, Temptations number 1. Thank you. Thanks, Pop. All right. So back-to-back picks. Can't help myself is off. While he's making his next pick, the thing about the 4 Tops that separated them from the Temptations for me. Now I'm a Temptations guy. I love the 4 Tops, but the I'll Be There, the Can't Help Myself, that voice, it was more of a guttural.
He sounded like the talent sounded like he was so serious and he was in pain. Like it was like his emotions came through his voice, and it was like
it was way.
And after you hear for the 100th time and you're only 10, you start to feel that shit.
Yes. Reach on out. Reach on out to me.
That's it.
And can't help myself.
Didn't I do the best I could? And I didn't. I mean, like, he's like, God dang it.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Junior Walker and the All-Stars. What does it take?
What does it take? I love that song, man. And no one knows Junior Walker and the All-Stars. Straight up Motown, baby.
That is
it's interesting
pick. All right, so wait, what round is that?
That is the first pick of the 5th round.
All right, so the 5th round. All right, so just so you know, when it comes back to you, Tom Marangolo, in the top of the 6th, we're gonna need a deep cut, even deeper than Junior Walker and the All-Stars. What does it take?
That's not deep.
No, I understand.
I know what you're saying, but we're talking deep cut. Yes. That's amazing. And this is also not a deep cut, but it's a little deeper than most, and I'm jumping a couple. But this is my jam, and I don't care. This is The Miracles, Smokey and the Miracles.
Oh, okay.
You've really got a hold on me.
You really got a hold on me.
Come on, baby. I wish I could sing. I can't, but damn dear, I do know the words. And I do love listening to the Smoke Show.
Man. The Smoke Show.
His voice is stupid, but he wrote this shit. He mixed this shit. He's a brilliant everything.
When you think about it, like, I have thought about it, and I know that we've already talked about so many huge acts, but it's a label, right? It's a house in Detroit where they made music.
Hitsville, baby.
Hitsville, USA. The fact that Smokey Robinson was at the center of it, and of course, and on the Hogs Haven picture, I made sure to make sure it's Smokey and Barry together. You know, those 2 guys.
Well,
but it is like the least surprising thing in the world that an epicenter of the musical universe happened around Smokey Robinson.
The epicenter is this. Also, you know, I love my stats. 15 songs from Motown went number 1 that he wrote. He wrote songs for Mary Wells. He wrote songs for Marvin Gaye, The Temptations. He wrote songs
Jackson
for the
5.
Marvelettes and the Jackson 5. This dude was all of it. If someone had a problem after their first album went freaking platinum and they were like, I'm having writer's block, just call Smokey, baby. I mean, I'm telling you, Stevie Wonder walks in with a track that he can't put words to, and Smokey's like, well, do you want the track? And he's like, no, I would like you to have it because you're the only guy that can put words to this.
That's right.
Holy S. That's Stevie Wonder saying that.
Stevie Wonder.
If you have to go up and talk to the man on the top of the mountain and you're Stevie Wonder, I want to know who the man on the mountain is.
So I did also. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going round 5, then 6.
This is the last pick of round 5.
Okay.
And
then
then
6, I got to go deep.
And then we're going deep cut, and
Okay.
then one more. So we have 2 rounds left after.
Well, 2 scheduled rounds.
Fair enough. Let's
All right,
go.
So round 5.
Sorry, everybody, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm just gonna go with just something that's been ever present in my life. I've never shied away from it.
don't now.
I come home from the bars my whole life, and it's one of the first 2 or 3 songs I'm playing. I credit being married to my wife because of me playing this song at late night years in a row. Jackson 5, I Want You Back, 1969.
You better save me.
Oh, Jackson 5, the first Jackson.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, that guitar riff, I mean, it's simple. That's the beauty of these. There's nothing overproduced. It's great musicians. It's a simple guitar riff, and it's Michael Jackson. Okay, all right.
Well,
1969. I Want You Back. All right, so I'm gonna have to go deep cut here. All right, so I hope this counts.
I hope it counts too.
Because I'm going with a big band. I'm going with the top band, and I was not introduced to this era of this band by my dad.
Okay. Let me just say this. You know, I always make a mix based on all of our stuff right here.
I know.
So this is going on it. So I love it. No, it's a deep cut. But I love the fact that you're saying that your dad has nothing to do with what's about to happen right now. Fair enough.
But he's the reason why I gave this song a chance.
Sure.
Because the first time, like we all know that the world is like oversaturated with music, great music, terrible music period. Like there's not enough time in the day to listen to all the great songs that there are, so we'll never know of them all, but we'll give songs a chance because of certain things.
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to go my deep cut, and Dad, tell me if you think this is a deep cut or not. Board, tell me if you think this is wrong. If you got a thumbs up in your holster still, because there's 12 people watching, we'll have 7 thumbs ups, so dig deep. The Temptations, Cloud 9, 1968. Yes. Now, I've never heard this song on the radio once in my entire life.
Me neither.
And I had to buy a Temptations disc, not like or an album, like not like even like a greatest hits, to get this song. Today, I'm driving. If people don't know, and how would you? In my truck, I have only play one channel. It's a hard drive on my truck. Everyone who I know gives me their CDs, and I download them into my truck's hard drive.
I never gave him no CDs.
And I shuffle them, and that's all I listen to. And
the music is great, but
it is. I love it. It's great. And but so I'm going right now. I'm going.
I don't have any more CDs. I'm sorry.
I'm going alphabetically, and right now I'm in the C's. Today on the way home from work, the Temptations Cloud 9 came on, and I loved it.
There you go. And that's all that matters. That's why we do this. I've been listening to this music all day.
Do you know the song I'm referring to?
Yes, of course. Okay. But never once heard it on Big Oldies 100 point. No. Never. It is not a pop
It's
Motown.
Like a psychedelic.
You better know somebody that knows some Motown to know this song, in my opinion, because no, it wasn't prevalent in my world.
Another message song from the newer Temps. Good one, Ken. Thanks, Dad. The Temptations, Cloud 9. That's my deep cut.
Oh, boy. I got a deep cut.
Bring it.
I mean, it's a deep cut.
Bring it, and I want to hear the story.
I think your dad knows it because your dad knows all this stuff, like my dad as well. But this conversation happened with a conversation with my dad today, and he taught me some stuff, and we had some conversations. It was very interesting, and I loved it. So, without waiting any longer, Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers. You ever heard of Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers?
All right,
so I hadn't. But I clicked on there and I started listening. This song slaps. It hits you right in the mouth. It's called Does Your Mama Know About Me? And here's where it gets interesting. This was a young group from Vancouver. They were called the Shades. They tried a couple other names that didn't work so well. Not words that we really like to hear. But they were being honest about who they thought they were. And the man who was one of the artistic guys behind this band, Bobby Taylor was the talent, but Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong co-wrote and played lead guitar on Does Your Mama Know About Me? The song was written about his future wife, Maxine Sneed, their child, Ray Dong Chong, and their child, Robbie Chong.
Ray Dong Chong, the daughter.
The daughter.
Who was an actress in...
Don't point at me about this.
Commando.
There you go. In Commando.
Schwarzenegger movie.
This guy... Tommy Chong was in this band, and you know how he got fired because he went to get he went to an appointment to get his visa and missed a big gig. So they fired his ass. Tommy Chong got his start. Tommy freaking Chong got his start. If you guys listen to this song, it slaps, it bangs, it does all of it. It's really cool, man. I never heard the song till today after a conversation with my dad.
By the way, who just commented, Coach, calling me out for going with the fast Motown tunes. Saying I must not be a slow dancer.
Well, Coach he's been trying to comment for the last 40 minutes. I've been ignoring the I don't know how to do it,
all
but
about
I'll
the slow grind. That is true, but Coach, let me just tell you right now, the slow grind in Motown got it done for this generation.
And the Canadian influence in Hitsville, USA, was
Detroit was all the way up there.
Was brought by Tommy Chong. How about that? I mean, Cheech and Chong, keep it rolling.
No, I would never have known.
And here's the deal. The reason, if you listen to the song, and a lot of people have their theories about what the song means, Tommy Chong wanted to know, as a white man, what was it going to be when he went into this family of an African-American woman that he was in love with. He eventually married, had babies with, and he just, this is 1968, and he's out there just doing his thing. It's a very inclusive. The band was partially Caucasian, Asian, and African-American, African-Canadian, I guess you say. Mm-hmm. It was a tremendous... I'd never heard this song. Hey, Does Your Mama Know About Me? Someone go out there and click on it. It hits. And that's Tommy Chong who wrote it and is slapping the bass. Actually, he's just playing the guitar. But I thought that was tremendously interesting, and there's a million stories behind it. It's a cool jam. Tom, sorry, I want to hear what you're...
You got two. No,
but the first
one's got to be a deep cut.
Yeah, deep cut.
Deep cut. I know you got it. And he already went junior, which junior walk in the All-Stars, what does it take? Not a deep cut. But, by the way, Greg Martin did get Commando correct.
Wow.
Ooh, wait, Martha and the Vandellas Dancing in the Street.
Well, that's going to be his seventh round
pick, not a deep cut.
Yeah, that some people consider that to be an all-time great.
That's an all-time great. So, Dad, you got to go deeper than Martha and the Vandellas.
Tell him that he can come back to the deep cut because there's no more deep cuts. Give him a chance to go look at.
All right,
he's the only one that doesn't know about our little deep cut game.
All right,
we always like to have that weird one. That one, explain it. You know what I mean? That.
It's got to be something like Cloud9 style, like Tommy Chong style. Something you.
Well, Tommy Chong style is a bit much.
Tommy Chong style is a bit much. All right. Tom Marangolo, you have that Dancing in the Street, all-time great Motown song. But you got to come at us with a deep cut for the 6th round pick. Rare Earth, I just want to celebrate. I'm going to accept that.
Sure.
Hell
yeah.
I just want to celebrate.
Let Rare Earth get on there, because it's not like a...
No.
It's a party song, but it's not like a...
No, and it is. I don't know what year that was. I want to say it was 69, 70-ish. So that was right when he was in high school. Right. Rare Earth was a sub-label of Motown, which most people don't know. So that makes it a deep cut.
Yes.
But it was also the name of the band.
Most people don't know it, and Rare Earth also covered Get Ready, and that was their biggest hit.
Get Ready, yeah.
From Four Tops. I mean, let's go. Thank you, Rare Earth.
So you're 100% correct. Rare Earth was a Motown group.
100%.
But also, they were also a sub-label. Rare Earth was a sub-label of Motown, and it was successful. They spun off. That was an all-white Motown group.
I know.
It was crazy, and they were soulful.
Yep.
They were straight out of Detroit.
Oh, Motown led the charge and having.
They were like, "Is this good?" Yes.
Motown loved talent.
Yes. Make it good is happening.
Exactly. I can't believe it's back on me, and I can't believe this song is here. And,
Ooh.
Guys our age, I'm going to say this: if you're born between like 1988 and 98, this song was ruined for you. Not ruined, but it was popularized for you by the stupid grapes in California because Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, might be one of the greatest songs of all time if it wasn't overpopularized by the cartoon grapes. That was the thing that we dealt with. Like, I just knew that was the song in the commercials, but I already knew how great it was. If you sit and play that song, it is ferocious. I'm going Heard It Through the Grapevine, Marvelous Marvin.
I love it. I can't get enough Marvin Gaye in my life. It's literally how right to the
I agree with you.
main vein.
I can't agree anymore.
All right, I'm going to go 2 picks in a row, and I'm going to branch out one time. And I'm going to say that I haven't had a chance to go Smokey yet, and I'm not going to leave this draft without a Smokey song. I love Cruisin'. I think Cruisin' to me is just I could listen to it on repeat, and it could set the mood for my entire life. If you want
it, we got it. I mean, come on, man. His voice is so stupid. It's just ridiculous.
That, to me, is Smokey Robinson Cruisin'. So I get my Smokey Robinson song, and that was 1979, by the way. So the cool thing about that song, in my opinion, is that it was, as a musical scene.
Look at Tom and John commenting up in there.
Look at this. This is awesome. Dude, this is the best. Dads.
They taught us well.
They taught us right. By the way, there's 11 people watching and only 8 likes. Give me some thumbs. Give me some thumbs. The reason why the fact that Smokey Robinson Cruisin' in 1979 is so meaningful to me is because as a musical whatever, I'm not a musical historian. I don't write for Rolling Stone, but I also know that in the late 70s, you're talking about disco. You're talking about the punk rock is just starting to make it to rear its head. You're talking about
hip hop. It starts
early Sugar
right
Hill
there.
Gang.
Late 70s is the origination.
Grandmaster Flash.
Yes,
you're talking about all
78. Yes,
all that stuff is starting to happen. Yes. And it's all starting to happen, and the sounds are starting to, New York City is happening, LA is happening, but
New York and LA were complete opposites. New York was happening at that point.
But the sound of Motown was still pushing its own thing, and so the beauty of Cruisin'.
Southern rock in the 70s also was a freaking nut job.
Of course,
right.
Southern rock.
Music was blossom. The 70s was an amazing era.
So
of music.
people always characterized it as like punk rock versus disco, late 70s versus early 80s, and the clash of
That's the pop. That's the pop.
It's a pop side. Yeah. But the idea that Motown didn't maintain its voice,
which was the pop side. Right.
Yeah, but that it wasn't still pushing crazy talent. To me, Cruisin' in 1979 defied, everything that was happening. So I get my Smokey there, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to Commodores, and I'm just going to go all the way to 1985. Night Shift.
I love it. You did it. That's our jam.
Jam.
I know it is.
The Commodores Night Shift in 1985. Gonna be some sweet sounds
humming down. Terrible singing, but I know this. You can't give me a bunch of whiskey and a bunch of Motown and have me not sing into a microphone. That's ridiculous.
Ken can't like the show while watching it on my phone. We'll like it after the show finishes.
Nice. I like that.
Buena Sera, gents.
Buena Sera.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Don't leave without a thumbs up, for God's sakes. Appreciate you guys. You're up.
So I've tried to stay in the old school era. I know getting into the 70s is fine for me. The 80s is amazingness, Motown. But I'm just saying, me personally, I made the choice today not to do that because we could have a whole nother draft on Motown songs of the 80s. But
yeah,
I'm just saying. Obviously, we know where it stands, and it's God. This is going to torment me. There's 30 songs I want to pick.
I know,
right now.
I know.
There's 30, but there's 30. But I'm going with the one that I was listening to today, and I love it. It's the Temptations. Oh Lordy,
all about the Temptations.
It's the Temptations, but it's also
God, they're so great.
It's also with Diana Ross, and I'm gonna make you love me.
Oh,
And I'm telling you right now, that is
make you love
when those
me.
two get down.
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
All right, Dad, 2 in a row. Bring it to us. 2 in a row. 2 Motown hits. What do you got? Bring it. Brick House. Dude, by the way, Greg Martin, Brick House. I'm sorry. It's a great song, but it's not cracking this draft. I don't think. I could be wrong. Really?
No.
Okay,
There's 20 songs I want to pick right now. And
I know.
don't know
You got to stick to your board. You got to stick to your board, Greg.
I am.
You got to. NES
trying.
Tecmo, if you're still alive, what part of the world are you at? Because I got the Buenos Aires, and I'm feeling the Italian love. You got to go. I understand. Where are you? Where are you? And why do we have 11 people watching and only 8 thumbs up? It's really making me upset.
It's all right. They're
Smokey, going to a go-go. All right, that's
all
number
right.
1. All right.
Going to a go, everybody.
Go. Give me 2 in a row. Tom Arango. One more.
Don't you ever.
And I'm going to take the liberty of splitting the next vote. I want John Rick is on the board, and I love it. Mary Wells, my guy. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I got mine
1964. All right, so we're going to come back.
Because I'm stuck like
Hey, Coach
glue.
John Ricka, confirm that you're on the board by saying, I'm ready, and know that you are going to draft 1, and my dad's going to draft 1. We're going to go 2. Both you guys are going to get a chance to draft
Before
1 next
us?
round. No. When it comes back.
So your dad just took the first pick
Yeah. It's going to go to you.
of the 9th round.
Then it's going to go to me twice, back
Okay.
to you, then to my dad, then to John Ricka.
All right. Well, I was going to take you know what? I won't.
You're not going to take a pick you know your dad's wants?
Yep.
Oh, all right. So, John Ricka, by the way, you better identify yourself on the board right now. It's still active. I know that you... Okay. Great pick, Tom. Mary Wells is great.
All right,
Okay.
so
you
let
guys
him
are
sit there.
simpatico. We're all, part... Okay, you're ready. Okay, good. So,
He's
Coach
not
Ricka,
up.
stay ready. Don't put anything out
Yeah.
there. You're going to... Kevin goes. I go twice. Back to Kevin. Then we're going to go John Ricka, Tom Marangolo. Okay? You guys stay ready. Give it to me.
There's so many songs.
I know. It's unbelievable.
I know, but I got to go with my history.
You gotta stick to your board. Greg Martin
God, I
and
gotta stick to
Commander
my board.
Callie demand
It's
that you
Tears
stay
of a Clown
true.
is what it is. I'm sticking to my board.
Okay.
I love them.
1967.
I love them.
The
I love
Tears
that
of a
song. I've known it
Clown.
since I was a little kid.
And there's no one around.
Doot, doot. And I hated clowns at the dentist on the wallpaper. Doot, 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 doot.
What a testament to not just a great voice, but also a great story. God damn
He
it.
made everyone better. He was the guy on your team that made everyone better.
I love passing to that guy. Be like, I'm gonna pass. You know what? That's when like
Because if you're open, you know he's passing it to you.
I know, but I've been on teams like you and I have a little bit of a different athletic experience. You were the star player. I understand.
Please don't say stuff like that out loud.
Okay.
That is not the case. That is not the case.
I realized that I was the best player on my team until a certain point. But then I realized I'm good. I'm still good enough to get the ball to the best player.
I'm more Miracle than Smokey, is what you're saying.
Dude, I'm Miracle.
I enjoy being Miracle all day.
I'm Temptations.
Always.
I'm
been,
Temptations.
Yes. Let David Ruffin do his thing.
Let David
Let's
Ruffin do
be
his thing.
Temptations. Fair enough.
I got past the
But
ball.
you have 2 picks here, so you better sharpen that pencil, sir.
I'll tell you right now, mine is easy. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going to at this point in the road. At this point in the road, I'm going to go to my high school experience. This is the only chance I really get. 1992, Boys to Men.
Oh, stop it.
End of the road.
Just stop
End
it.
of
Stop
the
it.
road.
Stop it.
To me, the fact that bookends an era,
That's all right. That's what it does for you.
Is that it does?
But
it
now
does.
you have another pick, sir.
I do. But are you not? Are you not a Boyz II Men End of the Road guy?
I am, but like if I look at my board right now and then look at the Boys of the Men board, I'm just thinking like, I mean, I get it though. It's the end of an era and it's each our own. But there's bands I know you adore, and I'm going to go outside and challenge you to say, these guys were available and you took.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now. I hope I make your father and my father upset by taking this. 1976, the year I was born. Don't leave me this way. Thelma Houston. Thelma Houston.
I get the song now that you said Thelma, but I wasn't sure about the
1976. Don't leave me this way. Thelma Houston speaks to me, and that's who I'm taking. So I'm going Boyz II Men and
All right,
Thelma
so
Houston
who's up?
back to back. You are.
So and then it goes to our dads.
And then it goes to our dads.
Got it.
Can you help me out with some?
Oh yeah. Yes. I'll do this part. So this is the draft. God dang it! All right, so I'm going with the board, right? We're going with the board. But the board says to me, four tops, Bernadette. Bernadette.
Oh yes.
People are searching for the kind of love that we possess. Who gets Bernadette in the 10th round? God dang it!
That's not even my top 4 songs remaining. But this is the
that's
Mel
just,
Kiper in me. This is the Mel Kiper in me. The
that's
best available
ridiculous.
4 tops. All right. So here we go. We're gonna go Tom Marin. Oh, John Rickett loved the Thelma Houston love. Not so much the Boyz II Men. Understand.
Boyz II Men's good, but
Tom Marangolo, you're up. John Ricca, you're on the clock. What do we got, Tom Marangolo? I'll tell you right now, I got some absolute bangers left on my list.
there's so many bangers.
What
Dang it. All right, so the only circle I have left. The only one I have circled left, Tom.
But now departed.
I'm sorry. I have 2 other circles. It's such a great song.
No, so just before John Ricca, before you pick, I know you're type in the words, but don't hit enter because I want to say this one thing, and I want it as a tribute to almost midlife elderly Italian man.
Sicilian.
Listen, Jimmy Ruffin being picked by my dad at this round.
Oh, your dad. Sorry. Sorry.
My dad.
I thought you were talking to my dad. I thought.
No, just because they're both of our dad's last names end in vowels.
Sure.
They're both they both have that Italian blood in them. Because that song, the What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, it's not a dance party song. You know what I mean? It's not like
Don't matter.
But exactly. That's why this is great, because these songs aren't.
Our fathers taught us soul at a young age, and we never had to learn it from anyone else.
No.
Thank God, because we were able to actually teach it to our children to a level that when the grandparents get to hang out, everyone's happy because everyone knows the words to some of the greatest music in the history of our country.
I've gotten this question from all 3 of my kids at some point in time. Who is that?
Right.
Who is that?
Yep.
And you know how I answer that? I say, sit down and listen.
Yep.
Let me explain to you who that is.
Yes, sir.
Who that is. There's a reason why he's hanging on my effing wall.
Let me say this. I know my dad's out there. Do you want him to pick now?
No. I want him to just give me a second.
Okay, sorry.
I want him to give us a second because I'm having a moment where I'm literally envisioning my young children asking me why there's a picture of this man on my wall. That they have no idea who it is.
Papa, what's going on?
They have no idea who it is. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like he was playing throughout my entire life. And he also represents the sound of my entire life. And if you go further down my wall, which the camera won't capture, all these people on my wall are represented by this guy right here.
Dolly
It
Parton.
Really does. Dolly Parton, yes.
Alanis Morissette.
Ricky Martin, obviously.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Not Ricky Martin. Don't like that. If you're thinking about thumbs upping anything,
Patrick
don't thumbs up
Swayze
it.
was my.
Patrick Swayze,
No.
yes. There's a Calvin and Hobbes situation going on. Okay, fine. All right, John Ricca, you're on the clock after Jimmy Ruffin, which is just a great song.
Agreed. I can tell you right now, that's going to be typed in.
Here I Go Again by The Smoke.
Smokey Robinson, baby.
Bam!
Here I go. You got to play it. It is not your typical. It's not going to be on your list. Oh no, but it is a 5.
It's not Whitesnake.
No, it's a 5-star banger.
Yeah, of course it is, dude. You think I don't know?
It's
Here I Go
so
Again?
good. You'll hear it. Yes, I know. No, trust me.
We're gonna play it, by the way. We're playing in the green room.
No, trust me.
We're playing in the green
room. The green room is on fire tonight.
The green room is on fire tonight. By the way, I'm so excited the AGH is still in the house from Wales. Despite
this might be a late night one.
Oh no, we gotta. Someone took away a like.
Yeah.
That just hurts.
We must have said something.
We must have said something.
Or someone just fat fingered a thing after one too many.
Oh, come on, guys.
They didn't like a choice, maybe.
Man, I mean, I live for the likes. I want double-digit likes every show. That's all I ask for. There's 10 people watching. We have 7 likes. That means we have the capacity to have 10 likes.
All right, to be fair.
10 likes.
Whose pick is it?
Yours.
How's it mine?
Because my dad and your dad both picked.
Right, and then so should it be?
Then it comes back to you. So your
okay.
dad picked. Yeah.
But you're at the end. Look, so it went. I did Bernadette. Your dad picked What Becomes the Broken Hearted. My dad said Here I Go Again. So I think it's on you. It went 1, 2, 3, 4. Or does my dad pick again?
My dad and your dad split the back.
Got it. So here we go. And what do we have? 1 more pick each? How about that?
2 more picks each.
2 more picks each?
2 more picks each.
Can't feel that.
2 more picks each, because there's plenty of them to go around.
Oh, damn right there is.
Yeah.
So and Marvin Gaye
we're gonna call
still has Let's Get It On out there in this motherfucker. Let's get it on.
So you must be taking it. You're not going to leave it for me.
Oh, amen. I'm taking it.
Right,
Sorry,
I'm
sir.
crossing it off my list.
Let's get it on. I love that jam.
All right, so I get 2. So I'm gonna stay Marvin Gaye. I'm gonna start where I just bled my heart out. You're All I Need to Get By, 1968.
You're all
Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell.
I need
to get by.
My dad was gonna take a Marvin Tammy song next. Would be my guess.
Yeah. Oh well, he's not getting that one. Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell. You're All I Need to Get By, 1968. Probably
that's a bang.
Would only have 2 kids. If that song didn't come out, I might only have 2 kids. Guess what? I have 3 kids.
If Al Green was from Motown, I'd have a brood.
The Reverend?
My wife,
Reverend.
honestly says if it wasn't for Al Green, I don't. And all I can think of is what a great friend.
I mean, to me,
it's only 340 AGH. God bless you, sir.
Al Green and Sam Cooke for me. Those guys are obviously
Sam Cooke. 2 of the baddest
ever.
Oh.
Ever.
When they sing.
Shout out to Pat Mitchell.
What does it take? Come on, man.
All right, so I get 1 more. And you know what? I'll tell you what. Here he goes. I'm going to go deep cut again. Wait, do I have another pick? Or is this my last pick?
That's on you. This is your last pick.
It's my last pick. All right. Wow. And I guess it's my last pick for real?
It's your last pick
for
real.
I drafted last.
We were coming down. So now this is the first pick of the last round.
Right. So
how about this?
So I draft
2 more
last.
picks. Let's go.
I draft last because I drafted 3rd.
No, but so just say you said the dad split it, so I came back down to me. Then that one went to you, which means the next one is either you or the dad's.
So make it so that I draft last because I drafted 3rd.
Do this
because I gave them the first pick.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to draft. I'm going to take one here.
How about this?
We're going to come back through, and then I'm going to draft last.
You tell everyone what to do. Yeah. I can't.
I'm drafting last. It's 340 in Wales. That's all that matters. And I'm going to go with Commodore's Easy, 1977. Because I'm easy.
Well, because you said you were going to draft last and you drafted first, which is easy to understand. But that's fine.
Easy like Sunday morning.
So now I'll go quickly, right? So now it's coming back, and then we go back, and then you're last, right? So here we go. So I'm going to go quickly, and I'm going to say, oh, my God, is there another song circled?
You're out of circles?
Sheesh. Temptations, Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Yeah, there it is.
I love what's happening.
There it is.
Ain't too proud to beg. So it goes, your dad, my dad, your dad, me, you.
It goes, John Ricca goes next, then Tom Marangolo, then Kevin, then
Got
me,
it.
and we're done.
Done. Sounds good. 4 picks.
Bam. 4 picks left.
John Ricca,
you are up. What do you got? Million great Motown songs. There is a million.
If you guys are still hanging in there, God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you.
God bless you.
Especially the overseas folks.
Sorry to be piggish, but I know you don't mind, sir. I love this stuff. This stuff is different.
It's Irish.
It's Redbreast is my absolute favorite of any. It's my
right?
favorite. It's my.
It is. It's the absolute greatest,
right? It is my absolute
Thanks to-
favorite.
that's
it's my
to Roy
absolute
Shannon.
favorite.
That's
It's,
to Roy
it's unbelievable.
Shannon.
It's my absolute favorite.
Marvin and Tammy were the best duo ever. She died in her 20s. I'll go with If This World Were Mine.
Yes, I've heard that once or twice.
That's a good one. And you were right. He was going Marvin and Tammy. And
I told you.
John, please confirm that I took the Marvin and Tammy song you wanted. Because You're All I Need to Get By is my favorite Marvin
That's
and Tammy
because
song.
we also love Wu-Tang Clan and M.E.T.H. You're all I need. Like an eagle for Texas.
Get
I
by.
took one look at you. It
All right.
is Wednesday.
Tom Marangolo, last pick of the night. This is your last Motown pick, your last Motown hit. Who is it going to be? There's a couple big guys out there. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I got some big ones on the board.
When it's over, when it's over.
Shake me, wake me.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
I'm kind of impressed that he went with that one over another 4 top songs I may have chosen on top of that one. 4 tops.
They're so...
They had a few, Coach. They had a few. But, Coach, am I right? Is You're All I Need to Get By your number one Tammy and Marvin song? That's all I'm asking. Let me know.
This is tough.
I know. I get Mr. Irrelevant. That's the honor I get because I went last. Coach, shoot me straight. You're All I Need to Get By is the best Marvin and Tammy song. Let's be honest.
All right. My favorite song left. I hope it's not been picked. It's the Temptations. I Can't Get Next to You.
By the way,
I love it.
The reason why I high five you the most of all is because in this draft, the thing that I have experienced. Thanks, Coach. Smokey not threatened by either of our voices. I know he's 1,000 years old and he still sings better than us. We get it. But doing my research, making my board, preparing for the night, and by the way, T. Strachan was ready for this and he wanted to be here, and I'm so sad that he couldn't be here tonight. Thank you, Coach. You gave me my due. You're 100% correct. We agree. The Temptations really rise to the top in a way that it's hard to. Like,
they just did social experiment.
You have to go through it.
Oh,
like there's greatness at every possible level. There's greatness from top to bottom.
David Ruffin's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, and you have to, your life as defined by a sound is influenced by so many of these people. But the Temptations got it done in a way that very few bands ever have. So, like,
my whole life is Smokey and the Temptations. That's my two that have. But
We did this. We did a 90s album draft.
Yeah.
This is our second music draft. We're going to do another music draft. We have to. I think the next one has to be an 80s centric, and I think the next one has to be after that, 2000s plus. But
let's go 80s.
When we talk,
I got my original jams. Let's do it.
Yes. But when we talk about music scenes as defined by eras, like the Temptations begin to rise to a level that supersede genre and era.
70s born, 80s raised, 90s grew up. This was a baseline to the soundtrack of our lives. The fact that our families, the fact that our fathers and our mothers and our families embraced this music and it was played at family parties, obviously. You and I would put you and I up against anyone. We're terrible voice, but we know the lyrics to 8 million songs. Combined, it's 100 million. It's crazy. This is why. John Ricca, Tom Marangolo, thank you. We're doing it the right way. Everything we've ever loved. All the shit that we enjoy. The new stuff that I'm like, I think you'll like this song. There's a reason why I think that way. It's because we were brought up to do this.
So I have a list here of my draft. And how many rounds did we go, ultimately?
A dozen.
12.
Yeah.
Times 3, 36 songs.
Well,
36
Tom Marangolo, bore the brunt of the pick, and then he got he gained a late side partner, not a partner.
But I'm just saying that's 3.
But
he kept his.
No, Tom's is Tom's.
Yeah, we didn't increase the amount of picks
14.
chosen.
No. 14.
So 12 rounds is still
14
36 picks.
and 12, 26, and 12, 38 total.
So here's the deal. The idea that the Temptations rise to the top is unmistakable.
38 songs were picked, Ken.
Mr. Irrelevant.
About to be 39. Well,
13, so this is the 13th round.
Yes.
13th round.
Yep. So lucky number 13.
39 songs totally picked.
80s
so here's the deal.
rock tunes, AGH. Dig it.
Mr. Irrelevant. Here's who I have left on my draft, and Coach Ricca and Coach Marangolo.
I know it is. I think I know who it is.
Martha and the Vandellas, Jimmy Mack from 1966.
Oh, Jimmy Mack. When
Jimmy!
are you coming back? I thought you were going. It's a shame. We left the spinners out to dry, just spinning.
Stop.
Sorry.
I didn't make a pick. I'm just saying who was available in Mr. Irrelevant.
I circled it. I know it. I know.
Four Tops, It's the Same Old Song. Stevie Wonder, Superstitious. Lionel Richie, All Night Long. And Jackson 5, I'll Be There are the only songs outside of...
Standing in the Shadows of Love, I'll Be There, Shotgun.
No, said outside of the Spinners. It's a shame the way you mess around with my love. They are my Mr. Irrelevant. The Spinners, 1970. It's a shame. Circled. He knew it. He understood it.
Well, the Spinners.
Him and I have spent a lot of time together, and he knows me, and he knows who I am. There's no way I was leaving the Spinners on the cutting room floor.
No chance.
I love Superstitious. I love Jimmy Mack. I love It's the Same Old Song. But the Spinners have always spoke to me. And
they have a nice collection, too.
They really do.
They do.
They do. And I know they were in and out of Motown.
I know. They were. We got them. We got that last one on the Motown joint.
It's a shame.
That's it. The rest of their shit is not Motown.
The way you mess around with.
And by the way, what we will do someday, EO, top heavy, EO, which I dig. Barry Gordy's son is correct, but we'll do some new school Motown because there's some Lionel, there's some Commodore, there's some stuff. But my idea of Motown is the 60s, early 70s. And there's some bangers, but go ahead. This is about to be a 4-hour Motown preview.
Do not leave this show if you are happy with any of the picks made without giving a thumbs up. Appreciate you if you do.
That was awesome.
Be a subscriber. It's free. First Amendment Sports. We're here on a weekly basis. We'll be back next Tuesday.
That was a 2-hour show, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well, Motown deserves extra time.
I think, hold on real quick. That's 39 songs. This is your basement. You're the host. I believe to make it a Casey Kasem American Top 40,
Shotgun.
You've got to pick one song for the 40th. We have 39 picks out there.
Okay.
I'm just saying, America's Top 40. Every time we got in the car on the weekend, that's what it was.
That's for me.
Damn, me too, baby.
All right, there's a song here that
I
listen to on a regular basis because it speaks to me, whether I'm happy or I'm sad. No matter what mood I'm in, it brings me to a center.
It's a great one.
Of my life, which I think it is important for everyone to experience, and it's called "I Wish It Would Rain."
How I wish it would rain. Day in, day out. Never mind. Here we go. That's a great one.
I wish it would rain. 40. Bam. Number 40.
First
I wish
Amendment's
it would rain.
Top 40.
Top 40. I Wish It Would Rain, by the way, is a song I listen to probably once a week.
And if we're going to start off with the Temptations, we might as well wind up.
Gotta end up with it. Gotta end up with it.
Here we go. That was awesome. That was fun.
Because raindrops will turn to teardrops.
By the way,
no one would ever know
I know
that I've been crying.
Crying. Sorry, I didn't know. Just saying. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Rockwell just said, and that's also Motown. But there's some other bangers. But I am proud of this playlist.
We're making a playlist. By the way, we will let you know how to subscribe to this playlist on Spotify. It's coming your way.
And the calendar is coming right after.
The calendar
the winter bathing suit calendar. Led by Tim Stratton.
There's going to be a lot less of this shirt going on, just so you know. Thank you so very much for being with us on a Tuesday night. It is fun every single week in the basement at First Amendment Sports. I want to say a special thank you. I'm going to give you a chance to do it as well. There's a reason why we do what we do. There's a reason why we care about dedicating Tuesday nights to this. It is one reason only. Our dads. I love you. Tom Marangola, I love you. Coach John Ricca. You guys.
Love you, Dad.
I love you, Dad. Frank's dad. I haven't seen Frank's dad in a while. I love you, Dad. Listen, guys. Listen. We were listening. Everyone who's paying attention to this show so far, everyone's still on. Everyone who understands what's going on. We were listening. We were paying attention. We understand how life works. There's greatness that can be passed down from here to here. And guess what? We're going to pass it down to here as well.
And guess what? The next time this song's played at a family event and you're singing it with your grandsons or your granddaughters, there's a reason. And thank you for that reason.
Don't stop being the reason. We love you guys. There's a reason why we're still here. There's a reason why we still love what we do.
Cheers,
Thank you so very much. Love you guys. We're still live. Until next Tuesday night. This is, thank God it's Tuesday.